Hi, welcome to the Teens Make a Cake and Candy Cuff program. In case you don't already know, a candy cuff is a fun, easy to make bracelet that simply requires pony beads, elastic jewelry cord, and a little time. We'll supply you with everything you need to make a candy cuff bracelet in the Teens Make Cake and Candy Cuff Pick-Me-Up Kit. See the video description to learn how you can claim a kit of your own, available now while supplies last. Your Pick-Me-Up Kit will include a microwave-safe coffee cup, a single serving of Betty Crocker chocolate mug cake, and everything you need to make your candy cuff bracelet, including black beads, blue beads, pink beads, and the elastic band that you'll use to connect the beads to make your candy cuff bracelet. As for the cake part of the program, that's a special treat for you to enjoy. It's a delicious single serving of Betty Crocker chocolate mug cake, and to make the cake, you'll need to follow the instructions on the packet. Since it's too risky for us to send you a ceramic mug, you'll get a microwave-safe coffee tumbler. Be very careful when removing your cake from the microwave and enjoying it, because it will be hot. The bracelet we're making in this video is called an X cuff because the colorful beads form an X pattern. In your instructions, the black beads are called base beads because they are the main body of the bracelet. The colorful beads are anchor beads because they hold the rows together. Before you begin stringing your beads, you'll want to measure your wrist so you know how long to make your bracelet. An easy way to do this is by wrapping your cord around your wrist and then comparing that length to a ruler or by simply marking it on a piece of paper. Now remember, your black beads will serve as your base beads, so you'll have a lot of those. You have fewer pink and blue anchor beads, but you have enough to choose whether to do all blue, all pink, or a mix like I'm doing in my instructions. When you're ready to start stringing your beads, you'll begin with a pattern of base, base, anchor. Keep stringing your beads in that pattern of base, base, anchor until you finish your first row of the bracelet, which should be about 27 to 30 beads depending on the length of your wrist. Notice that you'll end on an anchor bead. To make sure your bracelet is going to be the correct length, you'll want to compare the row you made to the length marker you made earlier. You'll actually want your beads to be about 1 inch shorter than your wrist. When you have the correct length, you'll want to tie off your bracelet with a simple square knot, but be sure to leave about 2 inches of length on the short end of the bracelet because you're going to need that later. Pull the elastic tight so that the beads come together in a nice circle. Your first row is complete. To start your second row, you'll begin where your square knot is. You're going to be beading over the first two base beads and into the first colorful anchor bead. The pattern for this row will be base, anchor, base. I'm mixing up the color of the anchor beads, but you can choose to do the same color if you want. When your pattern is strung onto the elastic, you'll want to find the end, and then push the end through your first anchor bead. Pull it tight. Keep going in the same pattern of base, anchor, base, all the way around, stringing into the next anchor bead each time. Make sure your row patterns stay on the outside of the bracelet. And after you get to the final anchor bead on the second row, you'll want to start beading into the anchor beads on the third row. Go ahead and finish the pattern the same way you have been, and string through that final bead on the second row. now, you're going to want to pull the same string through the next base bead and the next anchor bead. This will bring your elastic up to the next row. For the third row, you'll continue the same base, anchor, base pattern. You'll string your beads the same way you did on the previous row. Add your 3 beads, and then move through the next anchor. Once you've strung through the second anchor of the third row, you'll actually start to notice your pattern forming. When you get to the end of the third row, you'll finish it the same way you did the previous row. Finish the pattern and then string through the last anchor bead. From there, you'll string through the next base bead and anchor bead to move to the fourth and final row of the bracelet. For the final row, you'll only need to add 2 base beads, and then you'll string through the top row of anchor beads. As soon as you string through the first anchor, you'll notice that the bracelet will start rising up and forming into the cuff. Keep going until you beaded your pattern through each of the anchor beads on the top row. Now it's time to finish your candy cuff bracelet. This part's going to be kind of tricky. You're going to take the rest of your elastic string and weave it through the bracelet to get to the original knot. Pay close attention. Starting with the base bead next to the last anchor bead you moved through, you'll weave the elastic through the band. You'll want to follow the direction of the bead pattern on your way to the spot where you made your first knot. Once you've made your way to the other end of the elastic, you'll finish with a simple, tight, square knot. Finally, you'll use a pair of scissors to snip off the extra string. Your candy cuff bracelet is ready to wear. That's it. We hope you enjoyed this video, your cake, and your craft. And remember, we have fun virtual teen events happening each week, so follow us at SCBL Teen to stay in the loop on programs, contests, and more. Thanks for watching.